Hello everyone, it is Wednesday here in Chicago. It's the 12th of April, almost 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and I promised one of the followers here on YouTube and one of the subscribers to my channels that I would do an update on the BABA chart. I think this is going to be helpful for you Elliott Wave lovers out there, and for people that like to look at the markets and find interesting setups. So yeah, let's talk about BABA. Last time I want to do an update, and I'm going to go ahead and say this. I think if you guys want, we can do this type of a video maybe every Wednesday from now on. If you're interested, let me know in the comments below. I would like you to send me over any tickers that you want me to look at, and depending on how many I get, you can just leave them in the messages. We can go through all of them, or maybe through a few that look interesting. Whatever, I'm going to try to cover as much as I can, depending on what I'm getting. But we can do this type of videos more often here, where you ask me to look at the chart that you find interesting, maybe at a count, and then I can look it over here on YouTube. So right, let's take a look at BABA. And, I'm going to take you first to the last time I looked at this. So this was basically back in March 16th. So it was, just slightly more than a year ago. Right here, it got 315 views. Some people, liked it. And, we looked at it and basically we were counting. We were in the middle of this kind of sell-off in the markets, all the way to the summer, right? And BABA was, the Chinese stocks were one of the first that kind of got hit, and they were coming from late 2020 and during 2021 and 2022 even, right? They continued to sell off, and BABA here had a pretty massive move from 340 here to it was like 70 at a time. And I'll show you kind of what happened in the meantime. You already know that we made another low. So this was the count. If you look at the video, you'll see kind of what I'm going through. You can go ahead and check that. But basically, we were looking for, pretty good possibility that BABA was probably going to get another fourth wave and another drop here in a wave 5 before it begins some kind of a meaningful recovery. This was the count, and then here we are. I'm going to go, and you can see in here the name of my analysis was called COTD, which is chart of the day, when I was doing back that analysis almost on a daily basis. If I take this back and I take you there, this is COTD. I have the date from back then, so it's 3/16/22, and here is some of the stuff that we looked in the video. There was a chance that this could have been a fourth wave with the wave 5, and we've gotten a pretty decent move out of there after that. But this kind of the fact that this seemed maybe a little bit forced. I wanted to leave the door open for another fourth and another 5 to really finish this sequence, especially since the markets were not looking very pretty back then. So here is kind of where we are today, right? We've done, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So to me, that's a pretty, decent impulsive move. Some people might want to label this. You might label it as an ABC if you want to. I don't have an issue with that. Let's say that you still like the sequence as a 5 wave, and then this is a short B wave, and then that's a short C. You can do that and then look for a recovery next. Again, just because this is a 5 wave move, it doesn't mean anything in terms of the longer term movements in BABA, or in even near term here, maybe over the next couple of years. I think that we are kind of obviously finishing off a major bottom in here, and we're going to try to move to the upside here. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but it's likely that these lows are not going to get challenged again. So let's take a look at that. Basically, what we have in here, and you're probably very familiar with this formation, that you're seeing it mostly at the top, but this is almost like a reversal formation from a bearish trend to a sideways trend, and then to a bullish trend. And we do that through these kind of common inverted head and shoulders. So you can see in here that you have your left shoulder, you have your head in here, then the market moves higher and then creates a right shoulder once again, and it's getting a pretty big neckline in here. So the idea is that if this was, the end of the bear market with the final capitulation low in October 2022, then whatever happens from here on out is basically the market trying to recover and establish, its proper correction and then break back to the upside. Now I want you to take a look, and I'm going to go on a daily time frame, and I want you to take a look at the volume that's been happening since we established this low. So the character of the market changed because, we used to get all these sell-offs on pretty heavy volume. And, as you're kind of coming back and trying to revert from here, you're basically, you're seeing in here that, when this low happened, which was the day prior, the next day you had a huge massive volume that created this buying power in BABA, right? So this was the first sign of investor interest that took the volume all the way up here to 100 and, almost 160 million shares on this day, basically from these lows with the gap up. Then the market, kind of corrected here on, as the volume was dropping, we were correcting, and then again we pushed higher, again in pretty big volume, a couple of times, and, we're starting to try to get back to the upside. Now the correction here was on low volume, again, buying kind of coming in, on strong volume, and then, back here you had the capitulation. And then look at the size of the volume that came in here as we were kind of selling off, capitulating in here and then coming back. So again, one sign in here, another sign, and then look at this volume back here on this gap to the upside, right? So the buyers, after the market corrects and it starts to push back to the upside, the buyers are coming in here very strongly. So these are all great indication that the market is probably basing in here. And, we're probably going to finish this off and start moving to the upside. Now, how does this look in terms of account? You already know kind of what this is because we kind of talked about it before, but let's see what's going on at the smaller time frame. And, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. And to me, I'm going to get rid of this cursor, but if I take an impulse move, right, I'm looking at this as, let's say, it's the wave, as a wave one, and then, now see, this move in here is pretty impulsive, so it's hard for me to say, okay, this is all it was in a wave two. It's possible, it's more impulsive than that I would like it to be in terms of a correction, right? It's not. It's hard for me to argue that this is a corrective move, right? Because it looks so impulsive. So if it's an impulsive, that means that it's just the first wave of a second. So it's possible that the market might be doing something like that, where this is wave A of a wave two in a zigzag, if that's what we're getting. You can get a combination. I don't think so, but let's just do a simple correction. So there would be a wave A, then you go up in a wave B in here, and then C. You can even do this quickly. If that's an impulse, you can do an A, B, C for a B wave like that, and then push back again one more time. Either revisit the lows, overtake them slightly, 79.48, and then shoot back in a larger third wave. Now, very important in here, obviously, is this huge neckline that we have. And, if one wants to wait until that gets cleared out, that's one way to do it. If one wants to buy pullbacks, that you exactly know where you're wrong about it, basically, right, in any approach of 58, anything that's kind of passing 78.6, it starts to be problematic for this pullback. But remember, wave two, can retrace 100%, up to 100% of wave one. So it can come to 58.02, and that could be the low of the wave two, and then push back to the upside. So, I think, a little bit of patience in here. It's, it's warranted. I mean, accumulating the stock here, I'm assuming that that's what's going on through these kind of buys and volumes and stuff like that. Some people will only get more comfortable once it breaks this, and then, you know, like with anything else, you can take a measurement of this move out of here and just project it from the top of the neckline, and it can give you targets upwards of $250 towards $280, with the market trading at that point at about 125. So you're looking for more than double of the stock if this kind of pans out. And again, you know, we're in 2023. This thing could maybe happen in end of 2023, beginning of 2024 for, you know, for a move back to the upside. But this is kind of what you want to see. Then the other thing I wanted to show you is also kind of what's happening in terms of trend lines. And, you know, we can take one from the top and then just kind of just do a basic one right here. You know, you can see kind of how we're timing. So we kind of broke above it, came back. If you're doing, let's say, another one and basically start, it's trend line are a bit more subjective. You know, they're good, but you know, when you're looking for trend reversal and stuff like that, especially on the bearish side, if you start from here and you go, you know, like this way, you know, you could see that, you know, that pushed in there, this pushed in here, this kind of stopped for a while, then you break above it, you come back, retested it, and you finish off and you move into the upside. So for me, it's kind of clear that the trend now has shifted from what used to be a bearish decline. You're not making lower lows and lower highs. You're basically starting to make a higher low in here. And even though you haven't taken this one, you know, quite clearly just yet, you know, this move is high enough to put a lot of pressure on this guy back in here. So again, maybe wave 2 is over, and you know, instead of having it up here, you're shifting it over. Let's check what's a fib pullback right at the moment where that is. It's basically very close to 61.8. And here's how you can look at some upside targets as well. I mean, you can see in here some of the, you know, reverse fibs of this wave 1. So 27%, 38, 61.8 are all upside targets. And then you get 100%, which will be equality with this wave 1. That's a little bit higher. You can also do, you know, some kind of an extension. Let me just kind of pull that out from here. This expansion, you can go this way, right? And then from here on out, and you have 100% equality now from the bottom of the wave 2. If that ends up being here, that would be 165. And then if you want to look for a larger third wave, that's 260. Kind of, you know, it kind of lines up with this equality as well. So for me, Baba, it's an exciting stock. I think you know, it's basing in here. I think it's got a lot of potential to you know, to break and move. You just have to be a little bit patient. I think we're also above you know, key moving average in here. You can look at these horizontal levels as just being some kind of you know, kind of range trading as well between this and this. You know, but this kind of V-shape move out of here back to the area of a prior fourth wave. It's where you kind of find resistance. So again, just kind of looking back, right, since last year, let's just kind of put that and see where there was in March, June. I think we were back in here. In March, we were just doing this drop. We're thinking, okay, fine, we're probably going to get a pullback. Maybe it's done, maybe not. Find resistance on the prior fourth wave, which is exactly what happened. And then either we continue to go or break lower. But sometimes you see you're getting these hints from the market, right, that something has happened. You don't know exactly what, but you kind of know the direction. Even if you know it just shorter term, you know that a move is about. So same thing for here, right? We're not super clear if this is going to go right now or maybe a bit later, but we do know, and this is what Elliott Wave kind of gives us here. It's important. It's telling us, you know, that is likely that this move, after it kind of cleans up and finishes off, it's going to go to the upside. You know, it just requires a little bit of patience here, you know, that's what I see kind of happening. Again, if it's going to be just a simple ABC and then you get another leg lower and Baba collapses and goes bankrupt, I don't know. If it's, you know, the beginning of a much larger uptrend, you know, who knows, right? Nobody really can read the future. Whoever tells you that, they have no idea what they're talking about. It's just odds, and you know, we start small and then we kind of follow along with that. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm you know, I was kind of excited to talk about this. Again, if you have suggestions for more tickers that you want me to look at and analyze, and please try to, if you you know, give me some tickers, please try that they're pretty liquid, that people watch them. I don't want to look at you know, 50-cent stocks, $1 stocks, stuff like that, that it's very, very small, and you know, it could not be a lot there, right? But you know, anything you got, just kind of throw it my way, and then I'll kind of come through it and help out if I can. Okay, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, as always. Also, don't forget to check out underneath this video, there is a link to my Substack newsletters up there. It can take you to see kind of you know, what we're doing and kind of what my services are. All right, bye bye.